Sailors that was inspired and has been inspired by the Volvo Ocean Race coming to Cape Town is Bradley Felix. He's from the Law Hill Maritime School, and sitting next to him is the executive head from SAMSA, Sindiso and Tlomayo. Welcome to Morning Live to both of you. Sindiso, I'm going to start with you because SAMSA, you guys are responsible as the South African Maritime Safety Authority for the maritime activities here in South Africa. Your involvement and SAMSA's involvement with the Volvo Ocean Race.
Our involvement is really to try and mainstream the ocean's economy, but not only looking at the economics part, but the social aspects of the ocean's economy. And we of the view that our mandate as SAMSA is to ensure safety of life at sea, is to prevent and provide and combat pollution, but also to champion South Africa's maritime interest. And when we partnered with Volvo, it was about how do we begin to dispel the myth around this sport being elitist and try and get more South Africans to be part of it. And our role here is to say to South Africans, this is not just for certain people, but it's for all South Africans. Come and enjoy the oceans, come and appreciate what the ocean's economy has to offer to our economy.
All right, so for the first time in a long time, one of the nationalities that's not represented on board one of the 7 yachts that's taking part in the Volvo Ocean Race is a South African. So we don't have a South African sailor on board one of the yachts, but that's something that SAMSA is hoping to address.
We're hoping to address, we have partnered with Victoria and Alfred Waterfront. We've partnered with World Sport in order to establish what we call the South Africa's Oceans Trust. And one of the thrusts of the trust is to ensure that we build the competency so that come next session we have national competition where we'll have a team competing nationally, but also a team that will be able to compete in the next race. So the trust that we're going to be launching in the next 3 months, it's looking at really ensuring that we build those competencies, but also encourage more South Africans to begin to appreciate what this sport is about, because it's open to everyone.
Now, SAMSA is also responsible for sponsoring 20 youngsters at the Law Hill Maritime School, which is where Bradley Felix goes. So he tells me that after this interview, he's actually got a nautical science exam. So he really has taken time out of his very busy grade 11 schedule to come and chat to us. So Bradley, you've been around some of these yachts. You were even aboard the Brunel yacht. Tell me what this experience has done for you and how it's inspired you having the Volvo Ocean Race here in Cape Town.
Well, we've come to one of the yachts, the Team Brunel race. We've seen the living conditions on board these ships, and it's very, there's not much space though, because you can't sleep really in there. But the teams, you are required to be mentally fit, physically fit for sailing for 142 days in the ocean. SAMSA bringing the race here is bringing to us youngsters, giving us that opportunity to go into the Volvo race in a few years' time, as you will be seeing me in one of these in a few years' time though. They bring it not to ensure the safety of these big cargo ships, but also the leisure side. Launching the Ocean Trust in 3 months' time, though, they will be doing that, assisting young sailors as myself, going to the financial side and starting a team that will compete internationally. As South Africa has a big coastal line, we can make use of that in ocean connecting.
Some of the other young sailors and some of the other guys that you're busy studying with, were they as inspired as you were by the Volvo Ocean Race to say, you know what guys, one day we're going to have an all South African crew maybe?
Yeah, there were 6 of us here. We were talking about to one of the organizers of the events. They say, wow, nothing would make me happier than seeing you guys being in the starting lineup in a few years' time. We were asking loads of questions. We actually had to have a time limit because we were asking so much questions.
And what do you think of the sailors and some of the skippers that you met?
The guys, they're very enthusiastic because normally you would see people having that withdrawal symptoms coming from 25 days of sailing, that only want to sleep. But these guys still have that energetic side of them. I don't know how to, as I said, you have to be mentally fit for such things.
All right, and that's what you guys are actually doing at the school. You're being able to learn a little bit more about everything that this sport has got to offer. Sindiso, I would like to chat to you a little bit longer, as well as you, Bradley, but unfortunately we haven't got any more time. Thank you so much. Great to hear about SAMSA's involvement and also about the Ocean Trust. That is the big vision is, of course, to get young South African sailors on board and part of the Volvo Ocean Race in the future. Time now to go back to the Johannesburg studio where Leanne will take us through the other sports news. you.